Split busks, like on this corset, were first patented by Jean-Julien Josselin in 1829, but this is our first pair that includes this feature. This style of corset allows the wearer to make best use of the rabbit ear lacing. She can make up her hairstyle and her lipstick, and they get her corset on by opening the front of the garment. It does take a little bit of fiddling, especially if the busk is very, very flexible, as in this particular case. I like to use a wooden busk behind my metal busk while I am doing it up, just to give it some support, because otherwise it makes it harder to actually close the little brackets on the front. It still takes a little finagling to get the brackets closed, but in the end it is a little bit easier to get into this corset by yourself than corsets that do not have a split style busk. Now that the busk is closed, it is time to put away the wooden busk and then do the hoist. And now it is time to tighten the lacing. This is rabbit ear style lacing. It is a little bit easier to do up by yourself and to get tight. The nice thing also about rabbit ear is physics means that you can have slightly different level of tension on, say, the bottom versus the top, whereas where you have one line of lacing, whether it's continuous like in a spiral lacing or even in a straight shoelace lacing, eventually everything should be at the same level of tension. But for example, if you're someone who maybe sometimes needs a little bit more room on the bottom or the top, but not both, you can actually slightly separate how tight those are. And as you can see here, I'm tightening the bottom before the top, partly because I just find that more comfortable, but it also lets me get, again, the bust in exactly where I want it. I'm adjusting it off camera there. But it lets me just sort of stabilize the lower part of the garment first, and then that sort of stays where it is as I continue to tighten and adjust the top portion. It still takes some time and practice to really get the lacing exactly as perfectly far apart and as comfortable as you would if you had help, but I find this is the easiest style to get a consistent gap by myself, especially if I have a mirror and take a little bit of time.